home corner is furnished to provide learning situations and opportunities for make-believe play.
The dressing-up clothes are easily available on a stand, and there's a wide selection for the children to choose from. The variety of clothes encourages the development of role-playing, and this leads on to the typical mother and father situation. You see, there's plenty for the boys to put on as well as the girls. Malcolm's very pleased with his hat.
Real babies' bottles are in use here.
Much better to have the real article if possible. They are plastic. The children enjoy this full-size bed very much. Malcolm is an only child. He's usually very withdrawn, but he relaxes when he shares the bed with Andrew.
See how animated it's becoming. In these shots, we can see a good example of experimental play. Later in the film, we can watch the play developing after a real-life experience. A lot of conversation is going on here.
The nursery nurse is interacting, and the home corner needs to be as spacious as possible so that the children can move about freely.
Now the nursery nurse introduces an appropriate book about dressing up to extend the children's vocabulary and interest. This helps the children to realize the relevance of books. We frequently introduce books in the nursery class.
Malcolm commented that the boy in this picture was wearing a hat just like his. Being encouraged to discuss the picture.
This mother was asked if she would let the children watch her bathing her baby. The teacher hoped that this would develop the children's play still further.
Just look at their faces, concentrating.
Yes.
Notice the interchange between the teacher and the mother.
Baby seems to be enjoying it. Good Tracy watching.
If a new baby is expected by one of the mothers of the children, this sort of experience helps the child to accept what's going to happen. And it helps when they become jealous of the new arrival, they can play their experience out in the home corner. It shows their interest in living things and the movements of young babies. All the children are listening as the mother explains just what is happening.
Tracy is copying what she has seen the mother do.
Yes, now just look at the care with which she's handling the doll. It's become a real person for her now. Treating it gently, making the movements just as the mother made.
Her play is becoming much more meaningful and is beginning to show real understanding.
The other children are around watching her very carefully and joining in the experience. The nursery nurse is at hand to talk to the children about what they've seen.
Finding it quite difficult to manipulate the doll. It's quite a large doll.
It's all helping her hand control.
The children have been given real baby powder, cotton wool, and disposable nappies to use. Real things are very much better for young children to handle rather than toy objects. They're getting a much more meaningful experience.
But notice the care with which Tracy applies the powder, even though she may not always be accurate. Again, it's a sensory experience with the smell of the powder and the feel.
The sense of taste is another experience that we can give the children. And here Joanne is measuring milk powder into a bottle.
You see how carefully she levels the scoop. She's trying to be very accurate.
She pours in the right amount of water from the measuring jug.
Joanne is the youngest in her family, and she's had no contact with babies before. As her mother is expecting a baby soon, this sort of play will help her to come to terms with the event.
An adult is at hand, not to do things for the children, but to offer suggestions and give them the appropriate vocabulary.
Here you can see the teacher showing the children a reference book about dolls. Again, we introduce books at a relevant point.
We have provided 3 sizes of doll with identical clothes. This is a mathematical situation where the children have the experience of sorting and matching for shape and size.
In this more structured situation, Julie has the smallest doll and is selecting the clothes that will fit it. In fact, she is estimating the size that she thinks will fit. Estimation will come before measurement.
She is trying the hat for size. This is an experience of measurement.
Terms such as bigger than, smaller than, and middle size are used to help the children to grasp the concepts of size and shape. In addition to these mathematical concepts, the children are forming concepts of the texture and color of materials.
The teacher is here as a skilled observer to help the children if necessary. Preschool children find dressing quite difficult, and so we provide a variety of fastenings to give them practice and to develop their manipulative ability.
Yes, we can provide zip fasteners, press studs, hooks and eyes, and ties. There are 3 sizes of beds to match the dolls, and bedding to fit the beds.
The 3ness of 3 is a suitable number concept for preschool children to grasp. They can also begin to appreciate the meaning of first, second, and third, and the beginnings of series.
As well as providing a learning situation, this is an emotionally satisfying experience for the children. It helps them to come to terms with themselves and the roles within the adult world. It is also one of the best ways for them to come to an understanding of relationships between people.
The findings and conclusions reached by the Preschool Education Project Team are detailed in the research report. This, together with 2 to 5, a background book for students and teachers, is published for the Schools Council by Macmillan Education.